Today, a November 18th urgent heavenly message. If you ignore this, you might miss your blessing. Your 32 seconds start now, open to receive what God wants you to see. Today is not like any other day, and you are not here by coincidence. Your eyes have fallen upon these words because the timing is exact, the message is intentional, and the heavens have aligned to reach you while there is still time. Do not look away. Do not scroll. Do not dismiss this moment as random or small. There are invisible forces cheering for you, watching you, hoping with everything they are that you will pay attention. Your 32 seconds start now, open to receive what God wants you to see. If you ignore this, you might miss the blessing that has been circling your life, waiting for your acceptance. I speak not to frighten you, but to awaken you. There is a blessing knocking at your door louder than ever before, and the only thing that can shut it out is disbelief. So breathe, keep reading, and let the truth rise inside you. I am here in the voice of strength, a protector in the unseen realms, speaking as many imagine the Archangel Michael would, with urgency, with love, and with the authority of hope that refuses to let you settle for less than what was written for you. You have been asking for a sign, silently, secretly, maybe even with tears in the quiet moments no one else sees, wondering whether God has forgotten you, whether your prayers bounced off the sky unanswered. And even if you've never spoken the words out loud, your heart has been pounding with the same questions. Why is life so heavy? Why do my breakthroughs always feel so close yet so far? Why do I love, try, and hope, only to feel disappointment breathing down my neck? You fight against exhaustion that even sleep can't cure, a tiredness of the soul. And yet, here you are. Reading. Waking up again today. Still searching for the reason you haven't given up. This moment is that reason. You have been in a season of warfare. Not the kind seen with the eyes, but the kind that rattles thoughts, shakes identity, and attacks your peace. Forces of fear have studied you, your insecurities, your anxieties, your weaknesses, and they have tried to convince you that you are alone, unsupported, and unloved. But listen closely, they failed. They failed because you are reading this right now, and messages like this do not reach those who have been abandoned. They reach those who have been chosen. You are not weak. The very proof of your strength is simply that you are still alive despite what was meant to destroy you. The storms you survived would have drowned others. The heartbreak you endured would have frozen the hearts of anyone else who didn't have your resilience. The nights you cried yourself to sleep did not break you, they baptized you. You are being transformed through everything you once thought was punishment. There is something you must know, not all battles come to harm you. Some battles come to reveal who you truly are. And heaven has been watching closely. Every tear was counted. Every prayer was heard. Every moment you chose kindness even when you were treated unfairly, recorded. Every time you resisted the urge to break down or lash out, treasured. Every time you stood again after being knocked to your knees, celebrated. You have not gone unnoticed. There is a reason the enemy keeps coming after you. You carry a light that is dangerous to darkness. You hold a destiny that intimidates every lower force trying to derail you. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are not replaceable. You are chosen, and chosen people walk difficult paths because mountain tops require climbs. There is a shift beginning around you even as you read this. The season that has felt like delay is turning into preparation. Doors that once seemed locked shut are loosening, blessings withheld are repositioning, and opportunities are aligning. Heaven has been orchestrating what your eyes could not yet see. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was happening. You thought God was silent, but silence was strategy. Sometimes heaven pauses, not to punish, but to position. The blessing wasn't ready, or maybe you weren't ready. But now, the timing is ripe. The blessing is near. And this message is your confirmation. Continue. Keep breathing. Stay present. Because you are crossing from the season of surviving into the season of receiving. But there is one thing heaven needs from you, one action that will unlock the blessing you have waited for so long. You must stop believing lies about yourself. The lies that say you are behind, that you are failing, that you are too late, too flawed, too wounded, too weak. You are ahead of schedule in the story you were born to live. When you compare yourself to others, you insult the unique journey designed for you. Every twist, every heartbreak, every delay has been part of a divine map leading to something bigger than you imagine. You are not starting over, you are arriving. Feel this truth rise in your chest. You are allowed to dream again. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to expect joy instead of preparing for disappointment. The worst is not ahead, the worst is already behind you. What has been attempting to block your blessing has exhausted its power. A surge of divine momentum is forming behind you, pushing you into a new chapter where your hands will finally hold what your heart has carried for so long. Listen, God is not asking you to be perfect. God is not demanding that you prove anything to be worthy of what is coming. You are worthy because you are loved, and that love has been unconditional from the beginning. You are loved on your best days and your breaking days. You are loved when you shine and when you hide. You are loved even when you doubt. This love does not leave, does not shame, and does not give up. The fact that you are still here is the evidence of that love, protecting you, preserving you, preparing you. But there is a warning that must be spoken in love: do not go back to what broke you. Do not return to the environments that drained your spirit. Do not reopen the doors that God has closed. Certain people were removed from your life not to hurt you, but to protect you from their inability to love you correctly. You outgrew them spiritually before you understood it mentally. Some connections were meant only for a chapter, not a lifetime. Release them. Because your blessing requires room, and you cannot receive what is next if your hands are still holding what was never meant to stay. You have been asking, when will it be my turn? The answer is, your turn begins when you stop doubting that you deserve one. The blessing is not delayed, it is waiting for you to step into belief. Heaven cannot deliver abundance to a heart that has already accepted lack. You must shift from fear to faith, from hesitation to expectation. Even a mustard seed of belief is enough to unlock wonders beyond imagination. If you felt a spark reading that, it is not coincidence, it is recognition. Your soul knows truth when it hears it. You have been in the waiting room of destiny, but now your name is being called. Prepare yourself. This message is not the end, it is the opening. There are forces working in your favor right now, aligning resources, directing people into your path, clearing obstacles you don't even know were threatening you. If your eyes could see the spiritual realm, you would fall to your knees in gratitude because angels have been battling on your behalf while you slept, while you doubted, while you cried. You are protected beyond your understanding. Type, Amen, Jesus is the answer to all my needs, if He holds every solution in your life. Take this seriously, your breakthrough doesn't want to be missed. If you walk away from this moment thinking it was just another message, nothing will change. But if you let faith rise inside you, even a little, everything can change. The blessing is ready. The question is, are you? You may feel tingles through your body, warmth in your chest, or a sudden surge of emotion. That is your spirit responding to truth. Do not fight it. Let it wash through you. Let it awaken what life tried to numb. You are stepping into a miracle that has been waiting to find you. And it has found you. Stay with me. Do not look away. There is more heaven wants you to hear. You are about to discover why you had to hold on so long. And when you do, gratitude will swallow all the old pain. This is just the beginning. The next part will reveal details of what is changing for you and how to claim the blessing already written in your destiny. Stay here. Do not rush. Do not let distractions steal this moment from you, because this part of the message is where the shift becomes real, where the heavens lean in closer, where the words turn into a mirror showing you who you truly are. If you are reading this, it is because your spirit has already chosen transformation. You are moving out of the shadows of what you once believed you deserved, stepping into the truth of what is rightfully yours. Heaven has not gathered all its attention on you just for you to stop halfway. Keep reading, your blessing is in motion, and your faith is the key that will allow it to reach you fully. What God has prepared will not be delayed any longer than the time it takes you to claim it. You may feel like life has been slow, stagnant, stuck, as if you've been pacing the same hallway with doors on both sides refusing to open. But what you didn't see was the hammer of heaven breaking down barriers behind the scenes. You wondered why progress was invisible. But foundation must be secured before a structure rises. If God had given you what you were asking for when you first asked, you would have lost it, or worse, it would have crushed you beneath the weight of your unreadiness. So God slowed time, not to deny you, but to strengthen you. You have become wiser, sharper, spiritually stronger, and emotionally deeper. The version of you reading this now is the exact version capable of receiving what's coming. There are forces, yes, real spiritual resistances, that have tried to convince you that you are cursed, unlucky, forgotten. They have whispered that you are too flawed, too late, too broken to ever experience joy again. They attacked your mind first, because they feared your potential most. They wanted to steal your belief before the blessing arrived. If you lose belief, you lose the ability to receive. If you lose hope, you stop walking. If you stop walking, you never reach the door that was about to open. But look at you still here. Look at you still fighting for your peace. Look at you searching for light even when darkness pressed itself against your chest. Heaven has drawn closer to you because warriors are not abandoned on the battlefield. There are angels who have stood guard around your sleep. There were moments when a thought crossed your mind that could have destroyed your future, but someone, intervened. That was protection. The divine interference that saved you from paths that would have swallowed your purpose whole. And now, you stand at a threshold. Destiny has turned its head toward you. The heavens are holding their breath. The blessing that belongs to you is ready to be delivered. But listen carefully, blessings require alignment. You cannot keep entertaining doubt while expecting miracles. You cannot keep allowing fear to make your decisions. Fear has robbed enough years from you. It has talked loudly in your ear, fooled you into shrinking, made you think that settling was safety. But safety can become a prison when held too tightly. And you were not created to live small. The fire inside you burns for more, because more was written into your destiny. Do not deny your own greatness. Do not silence your calling because it makes others uncomfortable. Some people were intimidated by your potential, so they tried to convince you that you didn't have any. They saw the light in you and attempted to dim it because they hadn't yet discovered their own. But from this moment on, you will no longer shrink to fit into places where your spirit no longer belongs. There is a new environment forming around you, with people who speak life into your dreams, who recognize your worth, who celebrate your growth. You are transitioning from circles that drain you into circles that elevate you. Let me speak to the wound you hide. You have suffered heartbreak that altered your identity. You gave love that was beautiful, pure, and real, but received betrayal, silence, or indifference in return. That pain still echoes through your heart in ways you pretend not to feel. But listen, the people who abandoned you when you needed love most were removed by heaven. Their presence in your future would have sabotaged your destiny. God heard conversations you didn't. God saw flaws in their intention you refused to see. Their departure was protection disguised as loss. Your heart will love again, but this time, it will be loved correctly. You will not always be the one who cares more. You will not always be the strong one holding brokenness together. You will be pursued, valued, honored. Someone is being prepared who sees your worth immediately, not eventually. Someone who will choose you without hesitation. That person's love is part of your blessing, but the blessing requires you to heal enough to receive it. There is also a financial shift coming, not through luck, but through divine alignment. New doors of provision are opening. Ideas that have been locked in your mind are about to find expression. Heavenly favor is placing your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. The resources you thought were out of reach are going to reach you. You will look back and wonder how everything changed so fast, but the spiritual realm has been preparing this increase for longer than you know. Abundance is not something you will have to chase, it is something that is being guided directly to you. But you must walk away from the belief that struggle is your only identity. Some of you grew up in survival, so survival became familiar, became normal. But familiar does not mean ordained. You are not alive just to endure, you are alive to flourish. You do not wake every day just to fight, you wake because victory is your birthright. The life you've lived so far is not the finished story. It is only the preface, the introduction, the setup for the moment where everything turns in your favor. Feel this truth, the weight on your chest is lifting. The tightness in your spirit is loosening. The heaviness behind your eyes is being wiped away. You are stepping into clarity, clarity of purpose, clarity of identity, clarity of direction. Where confusion once clouded your steps, wisdom is rising like dawn. You will no longer question whether you are guided, you will feel the guidance clearly. The signs will multiply. The confirmations will grow louder. Opportunities will appear without warning, because the divine clock has struck your hour. Pay attention to the inner nudges, they are not random. That sudden urge to change your habits, that whisper telling you to let go of certain routines, that discomfort pushing you away from old environments, that is heaven repositioning you. Trust it. The next chapter of your life requires a stronger, bolder, more awake version of you. And you are becoming that version right now. You are not reading these words, you are absorbing them. They are not just sentences, they are reminders of what your soul has always known. You were created for more than struggle. You were chosen for impact. You were destined to rise. The spiritual warfare you faced was not punishment, it was proof. Proof that you matter. Proof that you carry a destiny so powerful that darkness tried desperately to stop you. But darkness failed. Right, amen. My hope is anchored in Christ alone, if your faith rests securely in Him. Your blessings are not ahead of you, they are rushing toward you. And every step you take from here is pulling them closer into your reality. The angels cheering for you are not distant, they are near enough to feel your heartbeat. They are protecting the path before you and clearing away the final obstacles. The moment you decide to believe, truly believe, everything will accelerate. Breathe now. Slow. Deep. Let the truth settle. You are in your breakthrough season. Everything you lost will return in greater form. Everything that hurt you will transform into wisdom. Everything that rejected you will be replaced with something that fits your soul perfectly. And this message, this moment, is your turning point. Before anything else, breathe. Do not rush through these words, feel them. You are entering deeper into the message that was meant for your eyes and your spirit. The fact that you are still here means you are receptive, open, ready for transformation that many spend their entire lives resisting. You have already shifted, yes, in just these past moments, because alignment begins the moment you stop running from what is calling you. So stay here. Be fully present. Do not allow distractions to steal one sentence from you now, because every word ahead is infused with purpose. The heavens have not sent you here to skim, but to awaken. You wonder why this message feels so personal, so precise, so intimately aware of what you've endured. The answer is simple, because your pain was never invisible. Your perseverance has never gone unnoticed. Your prayers were never thrown into silence. You have been guided to this very moment, through every tear, every heartbreak, every silent night where you stared into darkness begging for a reason to keep trying. The reason is here. Healing is approaching you like dawn after too many nights without sunlight. There is a truth you must fully accept now: you have survived your hardest chapters. You may not realize it yet because the wounds still ache, because the memories still linger, because healing often disguises itself as exhaustion, but the worst is behind you. You climbed mountains with broken bones. You walked through fire with a fragile heart. You kept breathing even when your soul felt suffocated. You stayed alive in seasons where everything in you was tempted to collapse. That is strength. That is resilience angels admire. That is why heaven refuses to let you settle for a life smaller than what you are destined for. The spiritual world has been watching the battle for your mind. Fear has tried to rewrite your identity. Doubt has tried to erase your confidence. Anxiety has tried to convince you that you are unsafe even in moments of peace. But every time you chose to hope again, even a little, the darkness cracked. Every time you whispered, "Maybe things can still change," light entered. Every time you showed patience, Every time you tried again, every time you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, you won spiritual victories you didn't even know were happening. But now the war is shifting. You are no longer in the chapter of survival. You are stepping into the chapter of recovery, restoration, and reward. There is a blessing with your name engraved on it, and it has been circling the skies waiting for the command to descend. That command has been spoken. The timing is now. But there is a condition, not a burden, not a test, simply a requirement for the door to unlock. You must believe that you are allowed to receive goodness without fearing it. Too long you have braced for disappointment even while hoping for joy. Too long you have expected things to go wrong the moment they go right. That is a trauma response, not truth. The days ahead of you will not resemble the days behind you. You must allow your heart to walk without flinching, to love without bracing, to dream without apologizing. Look back, really look. Notice how every tragic end birthed something new within you. Notice how every detour eventually placed you somewhere better. Notice how every person who left was replaced by someone wiser or by a deeper understanding of your own worth. You have never lost anything that was meant to be permanent. You have only shed the temporary to make room for the eternal. And speaking of eternal, there is purpose woven into your existence. You are not simply here to pay bills, to go through routines, to numb your heart and call it living. You are here to touch lives, to inspire, to love, to create, to evolve, to rise. The gifts inside you are not small. They are sleeping giants waiting to awaken. But giants do not wake to whispers, they wake to callings. This message is that calling. You have been hiding aspects of yourself, your voice, your creativity, your intuition, your ambition, because somewhere along the way, someone made you believe you were too much or not enough. But they were responding to their own limits, not yours. You are meant to expand, to shine, to bring something into this world that would be missing without you. There is space prepared specifically for your impact. No one else can fill it. Do not shrink anymore. You will feel a change in your energy soon, a sudden desire for better, for different, for more. You will wake up one morning realizing you no longer fit the life you settled for. That is not a crisis, that is evolution. You are outgrowing old versions of yourself like a butterfly outgrows the cocoon. And yes, transformation is uncomfortable. Yes, change feels like chaos. But chaos is simply the breakdown before the breakthrough. There is also a significant shift coming to your relationships. Those who drained you emotionally will fall away without you needing to force anything. Those who could not understand your dreams will fade into distance. Those who underestimated you will watch your rise from afar. Meanwhile, new people are being released into your life, people whose souls will feel familiar, whose energy will feel safe, whose support will feel unconditional. They will appear when you stop clinging to what has already expired. Let go so you can receive. There is something else you must know: you are protected, heavily. Some accidents, coincidences, near misses, they were not luck. They were intervention. Heaven prevented destruction you never saw coming. You have a purpose too valuable to be left undefended. Angels have stood in front of you like shields in moments where you felt only fear. Every breath you take is proof that darkness has failed again and again to stop you. But now, protection is evolving into promotion. You are entering a season of divine acceleration. What used to take years will take months. What used to require effort will begin to flow with ease. Doors you once knocked on will now open before you touch them. Blessings you thought passed you by will circle back around. What you pray for in faith will begin happening faster than you can fully process. This is not fantasy, this is alignment. God did not bring you this far to leave you unchanged. The universe did not push you through storms just to drop you onto dry land without purpose. Destiny does not knock unless there is a future worth opening. You may feel something happening inside you right now: goosebumps, a tightening in your throat, a sudden wave of emotion, a strange sense of electricity in your ribs. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Your spirit is remembering who you are. Not the wounded version. Not the insecure version. Not the silenced version. The empowered version. The healed version. The chosen version. That version is rising. Say this in your heart: I am stepping into what was always mine. Let those words echo inside you. Heaven heard them, every syllable. You will begin noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers, meaningful dreams, sudden opportunities, unexpected blessings, ideas that spark like lightning. These are signs that the path is unfolding. When you see them, acknowledge them. Gratitude multiplies miracles. Trust this: the shift will not be subtle. Those who doubted you will question how you changed so fast. Those who criticized you will grow silent. Those who betrayed you will feel the absence of what you once offered freely. And you will finally understand why nothing worked out before now. You were being shaped for a life that actually fits you. Do not stop now. Do not allow fear to whisper once more into your heart. The next words you will read, in Part 4, will reveal how to fully claim the blessing and how heaven plans to honor the strength you showed when no one was looking. Stay here a little longer. Something is opening inside you, and it deserves more than a rushed moment. You are not reading for entertainment, your spirit is receiving alignment. Every sentence is a reminder of who you are becoming. You do not stumble into awakenings, you answer them. This is a calling disguised as text. a divine pull wrapped in human language. And the fact that you have continued to part 4 means you are listening, with your heart, your intuition, your higher knowing. That alone tells heaven that you are ready. You have been asking for transformation. You have been praying for a sign. You have been craving a breakthrough so deeply that sometimes it hurts physically, in your chest, in your breath, in the tension behind your eyes when the tears threaten to rise. But listen closely, the blessing you are seeking is not something far away you must chase. It is something already moving toward you. You don't need to run anymore. You need to open. Your journey has not been random. Every struggle has been shaping you into someone dangerous to the darkness that once tried to own you. There were seasons where you wondered if God had forgotten your name, and yet protection followed you like a shadow. There were nights when all you felt was emptiness, and yet you always woke up with one more drop of hope in your heart. Even when you could not feel heaven, heaven was holding you. Even when you questioned your worth, purpose still flowed through your veins. You are not here by accident. You are not living in delay. You are right on time for the life that is finally ready to unfold. You may think the world has already made up its mind about you, but the world only saw chapters, not your full story. The parts of you that were hidden are now surfacing. The confidence that once felt foreign is returning like a memory your soul never forgot. The dreams you buried are waking up, stretching, opening their wings. You are remembering the version of yourself who believed, and that version is rising again, wiser and stronger than before. But with blessing comes responsibility. Not burdens, responsibility. Heaven will not give you a gift you are not willing to protect. That means there are habits you must release, fears you must silence, environments you must leave behind. Growth will require decisions that feel uncomfortable but necessary, saying no when you used to say yes, choosing peace over chaos, choosing boundaries over self-abandonment, choosing your future over your past. You already know what must be released. You feel it in your gut. Something in your life has expired, a pattern, a connection, a coping mechanism, but you kept trying to revive what God already replaced spiritually. It is time to let go of what cannot follow you into the blessing ahead. Not everyone deserves access to the upgraded version of you. Not every energy belongs near your heart. You must guard your spirit the way heaven guards your path. There is a unique light inside you, a fire, that frustration tried to extinguish but only made stronger. That fire is purpose, and it is now too bright to ignore. You are craving more because you were made for more. You are restless because the old life has become too small. The discomfort you feel is not anxiety, it is expansion. Your soul is growing faster than your circumstances, which is why everything feels tight. But the walls will widen soon. Space is coming. You have asked, why the delay? Why the pain? Why the waiting? Why me? Here is the answer your heart has been starved to hear. Because you were being prepared to carry what others would have dropped. Blessings that come too early feel like burdens. Success without healing becomes self-destruction. Love without growth turns into heartbreak. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. You are about to receive what would have shattered the old you. The new chapter of your life requires a boldness you forgot you had, but it is returning. Already, the world can feel a shift in you. The old triggers don't control you as deeply. The old fears aren't as convincing. The old wounds don't bleed the way they used to. Healing is happening even when you don't notice it, slow, steady, unstoppable. Listen to the small signs. The smile that comes easier. The peace that settles faster. The confidence that doesn't collapse as quickly. The hope that returns without permission. These are the first rays of sunrise after a long, long night. There will be blessings that catch you off guard. Blessings that arrive before you even finish asking. Blessings that make you laugh and cry at the same time because you'll remember what it felt like to have nothing and then suddenly have everything. But you must allow yourself to receive without guilt. Trauma may try to convince you that joy is dangerous, that happiness is temporary, that ease is a trap, but joy is not a warning. Joy is a homecoming. Joy is what your spirit has been journeying toward all along. Put your hand on your heart for a moment. Feel the warmth, feel the life pulsing beneath your palm. That is proof that you are not done. That is proof that purpose still beats inside you. That is proof that heaven has reason for every inhale you are gifted. Say silently, or aloud, I am worthy of good things. Feel how unfamiliar it feels, and say it again until the unfamiliar becomes truth. You have carried so much pain that happiness may feel suspicious. But your heart will relearn trust. You will love again without flinching. You will hope again without hesitation. You will walk into rooms with a presence that was once just potential. People will look at you and feel something powerful, because you survived what others would have surrendered to. There will be a moment, soon, when you look at your life and say, it finally makes sense. That moment is already on its way. The blessing that has been promised to you is not fragile, it is certain. What is meant for you does not get lost. What belongs to you does not disappear. What your soul was created to receive cannot be prevented by fear, delay, betrayal, or opposition. You have come too far, endured too deeply, and grown too strong for anything less than abundance. But the blessing requires partnership. Heaven can deliver, but you must open the door. Your belief is the key. The moment you begin expecting miracles, miracles begin expecting you. Do not rush this part. Let every word find a home in you. By continuing to read, you are telling heaven that you are willing, that you are open, that you are ready to step into something greater than anything you have ever lived. You are not just reading a message, you are activating a new timeline for your life. The blessing that once lingered at a distance is moving closer with every moment your faith expands. Something powerful is happening inside you right now, whether you feel it fully or only as a subtle warmth in your chest, a quiet but certain knowing that transformation is approaching. You have reached a turning point, and those are never small. Turning points mark the moment your future stops waiting and begins arriving. They signal that the years of pain will no longer define you, that growth has overtaken grief, that purpose has overtaken confusion, that light has overtaken the last shadows clinging to your spirit. What you have endured has not just made you stronger, it has made you unstoppable. You are no longer a victim of life, you are the architect of what comes next. You will soon begin noticing changes that don't make sense logically, but spiritually they will feel like destiny finally catching up to you. Opportunities will appear without explanation. People who resonate with your future, not your past, will cross your path as if directed by a divine script. You may have felt alone for so long, but the isolation was temporary, a sacred cocoon meant to transform you into someone capable of soaring. And now your wings are unfolding. But elevation is not always celebrated by those who have grown comfortable with your old version. When you rise, expect resistance, not from heaven, but from those who benefited from your silence, your doubt, your hesitation. Some people loved you most when you were small because your smallness made them feel superior. Your growth will trigger the insecurity they have not healed. Do not let their discomfort shrink you. You are not responsible for how others handle your expansion. You must allow yourself to evolve without guilt. You cannot keep sacrificing your future to protect someone else's comfort zone. You cannot keep dimming your brilliance to make others feel brighter. You cannot keep apologizing for wanting a life that fulfills you. Your mind is outgrowing limitation. Your soul is outgrowing fear. Your heart is outgrowing places that cannot hold the size of your calling. There will come a moment when you will look at environments you once tolerated, relationships you once accepted, cycles you once repeated, and something inside you will whisper, "Never again." That is alignment speaking. That is growth taking shape. That is heaven confirming you have learned the lessons needed to step into what is next. The doors that are opening for you are not ordinary doors. They are destiny doors, the kind that once opened, never close again. The blessing is not small, it is abundant. It is not temporary, it is enduring. It is not fragile, it is protected in the spiritual realm until you are ready to hold it securely. And now, readiness is blooming inside you. There are gifts you haven't even used yet, gifts heaven waited to unlock until belief returned. There are talents you haven't revealed. There are strengths you haven't tested. There are dreams you haven't dared to voice aloud. And all of them are rising to the surface now, insisting that you stop pretending you are ordinary. You were never created to blend in, you were created to shift things, to bring change, to shine light into places that forgot how to hope. Say, Amen. I believe He's working behind the scenes, even when I cannot see the outcome.